In this lesson, we're learning about aligning layers. A cool thing within Photoshop is that there are different tools to align layers perfectly. So here I have 3 layers with a circle and a text in it. And you can actually open up this layer by going to the PSD files in the downloads for this class and opening up the alignment PSD so you can follow along. Now, if I select one of these, I can move it around. And now in Photoshop Creative Cloud, it has these nice pink alignment lines that allow us to line it up with different layers depending on what that layer's shape is. So you can see here, if I put it right in the middle, it appears like this with the 3 lines, either vertically or horizontally. There is an easier way to align objects, and you can see here in our circles group, if that's not on, just turn on the circles group and open it up. If we select all 3 of these layers, we have number 1 on the left, number 2 in the middle, and number 3 on the right. There are these alignment buttons right here. So this first one, alignment top edges, so it brings up all of the layers to the very topmost layer. I'm going to undo that by pressing Command Z on my keyboard. If you're on a Windows, that's just Control Z. If you want to align to the middle of this, you can do align vertical center. So what this will do, it will find the vertical center of this group, which is this little box right here in the bounding box that surrounds all of these layers, and press that button. One cool thing to note about that is if we move down this number 2 and then select all of them again, and I'm just selecting all of them by selecting number 1 and then pressing Shift on my keyboard and selecting the top one, which selects all of them, 2 and 3. It'll do the same thing if we do it again. So it aligns it to the center, not to the center object, but to the center of this group. And then with the bottom, it just aligns it to the bottom one. Similarly, these ones align to the left most, the very center of this group, or the rightmost of this group. Say we want to have them centered vertically, we can just press this centered vertically, and then we can redistribute them in different ways. So you can distribute the top edges so that the top edges are even, or the center edges are even, or the bottom edges are even. Now for these circles, it's the same for all of these options, but if these circles were different sizes, then choosing these different options would look different. Now I'm just going to move these around just to see what these next options do. So if you have all of them selected and you do one of these vertical distribution options, it distributes it evenly so there's the same amount of space between all of the layers. So we can do that both for vertical and for the horizontal. And then if we want to align them in a layer, we can do that, or we can align them vertically like that. And this is a really cool option to just quickly align objects, multiple objects. If you open up this photo tab, you'll see that I have this seagull image and seagull text. So right now we have the seagull text in the bottom right, but if we select both objects and we just center it, then it centers to the image. So let's just resize this so it's the full width and height of this composition. And then say we want to align everything to the middle. So we can just place this file just by moving it and then pressing return on the keyboard. Select both the seagull and the text. Let's just horizontally align it and vertically align it. Now our seagull text and our seagull image are exactly in the middle of this project. So that's a little bit about aligning layers with the align tools. And while learning that, we learned a little bit about how we organize groups in the layer panel. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next lesson.